Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Bethanne. Today I wanted to talk super briefly about this book, Off to Be the Wizard by Scott Meyer, which was just such a fun little romp of a sci-fi novel. This was exactly what I wanted to start my year off. So the basic premise is there's a 23-year-old guy, Martin Banks, who vaguely does some stuff with computers for his job. He goes to work in a cubicle. He goes home to his apartment where he lives alone. He messes around on the internet. And because he's a computer guy, he has kind of some basic hacking skills. And so one night, as he's just like poking around the internet, he discovers a data file hidden in the depths of, I think, like the AT&T mainframe, but just like in the bowels of the internet. And he pretty quickly figures out that he is written into this file, and kind of everything about him is in this data file. And so he quickly realizes that he can manipulate reality. Um, and so he starts to do that, and the way that he gets in trouble for doing it is was a little surprising to me. Maybe other people would see it coming from like 10 miles off, but it was a little bit surprising to me, so I won't say exactly what it is. But basically the government catches on to the fact that he's manipulating reality with no, like, he's manipulating a certain thing in a way that triggers kind of regulatory flags. And so there's kind of a hilarious police chase, and he's already used this file to build a little app on his phone and set up an escape route to go back in time, to escape anything that might go wrong. And suddenly he needs to use his escape route. And the escape that he came up with, because he was like, where would you go if you essentially had the ability to like bend time and space and use magic? So you want to go someplace where magic is okay. And he's American, so where you can speak English. So he decides on medieval England, specifically around the time when uh, the Arthurian legend and the legend of Merlin seem to arise from. So he does that, and absolute shenanigans occur. And that's about as much as I can say without spoilers. So if you're interested in reading this book and think that premise sounds silly and fun, stop watching this video right now. If you are not ever going to get to this book, which is totally fine, this is like a 4-star read for me, so it's one of those things where it's like, I would absolutely recommend it for what it is, but it's not going to blow anybody away, I don't think. So if you think you won't read it, you can keep watching, because now I will go into spoiler territory. So spoiler territory, a bunch of other people had the same idea. So there's a bunch of other computer nerds from the early 1980s through 2014, I think. There's maybe 30 or so who have also discovered this file and also went back in time to escape the feds for various, actually mostly for the same reason. And the reason was bank fraud. So it turns out that you can just change your bank balance in this data file, and the feds were like, how are people getting money into their accounts with no transfers or deposits? And so that's what flags the authorities, and that's why these 30 or so wizards had to escape. And so many of them had the same thought of going to medieval England and pretending to be Merlin. And so our main character, Martin, gets there, finds that there's already this little wizard society set up because they want to, I guess, not blend in, they're all wizards, but they basically want to create new lives for themselves in medieval England. And so the book is about how they do that, which is really fun. And then inevitably something goes wrong. And so then the book is about fixing that, all these wizards together. So it's just really fun and creative, and just, yeah, I just really enjoyed that. It's a really quick read. It took me like 2 days to read, because I would just sit down and read a few pages whenever my daughter gave me a chance, and then sit with it for an hour or so in the evening, and it just sped by. So yeah, just silly and fun. It is part of a longer series. This is the first book. So I did just put on hold the second book from the library. So I'm going to give that a shot. My impression from the first book is that it very much could go the way of many series, where the first book is just feels fresh, feels fun. You enjoy it. It's not the best writing in the world. And then as you read the second and third book in the series, it's like, okay, now the idea is getting a little stale. So I'm curious to see if that's what happens. I think it could go that way. So this might just be a series where the first or second book are the only ones worth reading. But I will let you know, because I will read the second book. This was just fun and lighthearted and kind of exactly what I want often. So that's my quick review of this book. Let me know if you're interested in it, and let me know what other kind of silly, fun, lighthearted books you might be starting off the new year with. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.